But with all of that being said, we're going to get right back in line on that roller coaster and hop into week 2 for the rundown.
Week 2 rundown, baby. Let's get to it. Let's talk about
it. So first game.
Let's talk about it.
First game on the rundown. We have the Vikings of Minnesota versus the Eagles of Philadelphia.
In Philly.
The
Vikings getting 7 points on the road.
7 points. Philly. This is one of like a few games that actually has a larger point spread. Philly is the favorite.
By a touchdown.
By a whole touchdown. I'm inclined to go with Philly after what I saw last week. As we just stated, the Vikings defense was not – it wasn't doing what it was supposed to be doing. As the girls say, it wasn't given.
It wasn't given.
So I think I like the Eagles here. If somebody wants to take them by a touchdown, I'll figure it out by the end of this video whether or not we'll be there on the point spread or not. Just because I felt like the Eagles got up on the Patriots last week and they let the Patriots back in that game. The Patriots got back in that game and almost stole it.
Yeah, that's what I was leaning to. I'm leaning more so Philadelphia on this one. They're at home opener for them at home. The Vikings coming off of a loss, emotional loss for them, obviously.
Emotional
but Philadelphia, they didn't play their best game. They didn't play their best football last week. So I feel like they're going to come out with a lot more energy. They're going to be more dominant against this Vikings defense, especially in the secondary that is probably one of the worst in the league. And on top of that, when you got Devontae Smith, you got A.J. Brown, you got Jalen Hurts, you got these receivers that Philadelphia has against this secondary. I like Philadelphia.
Okay. I'm with you on that. I don't think there's much more that needs to be said about that. Unless Kirk Cousins shows up to the game with his chains on, Kirk Chains need to come out there and play if the Vikings hope to have a chance in hell. That's the only thing I can say about that. Next game, the Baltimore Ravens versus the Cincinnati Bengals. In the Nasty Natty. Shout out to my fam up there in the Nasty Natty.
Cincinnati getting 3.5 right now.
Cincinnati getting 3.5 at home, and I don't know. After last week.
It's a divisional game right here, too.
It was another one. Well, it was a city, they got drugged by the Browns. Them boys got drugged. I think they'll play better than what they played. That's not saying much, but I think they'll play better than what they played because they didn't do shit last week. I'm still a little lenient towards the Ravens, though. Not gonna lie. But you?
This one's tough, man. To be completely honest, because both teams didn't really play their best ball last week, right? Lamar Jackson was not good last week. Joe Burrow was not good last week.
He was terrible.
So, this one is going to be tight. I believe at the end of the day, I think the Cincinnati Bengals will probably take this one at home. I'm going to go ahead and give the advantage to the home team on this one.
I'm not mad at that.
Just because the Ravens are still working through this offense, this new offensive coordinator, right? So it took them a while to kind of get going. But I'm going to go ahead and give Cincinnati the edge in this one.
Even though the Ravens didn't play their best ball last week, they still won by 2 touchdowns over
Houston.
Right? But if you playing a team that you're supposed to beat, I feel like you're supposed to beat them by a large point spread.
And on top of that,
and
the Ravens got a couple injuries too. I think Mark Andrews Dobbins went down
for the season.
And then I think Mark Andrews is injured too. So, yeah, I'm leaning more.
That's also a good point about Mark Andrews being his best
Cincinnati.
Target. But he does have 2 good wide receivers. He got Odell and he has what's the rookie name?
Zay Flowers.
Yep. He got Zay. So he still got some targets, even though Mark Andrews has been known to be his favorite target. He still got some targets at wide receiver, so they can still get some offensive production. And Lamar is Lamar, so he can run out there and do Lamar things. But we'll see. It is a home game for the Bengals, so I'm not mad at that pick. Next game, the Chicago Bears versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are at home. What do you think about this? I'll let you tell me.
Yeah, so the Bears, they're getting 3 points on this one on the road. I think I like Tampa Bay at home in this game right here. The reason why Tampa Bay showed me a little bit offensively that Baker Mayfield is somewhat capable to get.
Is he going to be consistent, though?
That's the thing. We got to find that out. But this Chicago Bears defense is the worst. They're terrible. They're awful. You see what they did last week against Jordan Love and his first NFL career start, right?
I thought it was Aaron Rodgers out there.
Right. So the Chicago Bears defense is terrible. Their offense still isn't there. They look like they were struggling offensively yet again. When we expect Justin Fields to, get better, he still wasn't making throws down the field. And then, like I said before off air, this Tampa Bay defense is a veteran defense, right? So I think
they are.
I think Fields going to have a good game, but I think Tampa Bay gets the edge on this one at home.
As much as I hate to say it, I'm inclined to agree.
Come on, man. I know my shit.
Well, it's not because you know your shit. It's because they're in the same division with my home team. And I really wanted them to lose to the Vikings last week. And it seemed like they should have lost that game, but they didn't. So I'm inclined to believe that they repeat the magic and they win this game against the Bears. I feel like the Bears are still trying to figure it out and get it together. I just expected more offensive production, especially with the weapons that Justin Fields has on offense. I know the defense is not up to the par, but I think it's enough weapons on Tampa Bay's offense, and there's definitely more than enough defense to subdue what Justin Fields can put together. So I'm going to go Buccaneers with you on that one as well. Take them money line points, however the hell you want to take them. Next game, Green Bay Packers, Jordan Love versus the Atlanta Falcons. This is a pick 'em. It's a 1-point spread on it.
Pick 'em. Atlanta at home.
Atlanta at home again.
Take it. That's your squad.
Atlanta. It's a pick 'em. Who else I'm going to pick? Atlanta. And the reason for that is the defense, I think, showed last week that they're a little bit better than what people think. A little bit. I'm not going to give them too much credit. They was playing against the Carolina Panthers. It's Bryce Young. He's a rookie. Still getting acclimated.
Made the same mistake
Adam
twice.
Thielen was not doing. They paid him all that money to be a blocking receiver, I heard somebody say. Carolina needs some time. But we said that last week, that Carolina's going to need some time to get acclimated, and I expect them to play better as the season progresses. However, I think the defense came out pretty strong. And Bijan and Tyler Algier proved to be pretty formidable to stop. Cause he put that stop. he crossed somebody over with a football. And I heard the crowd saying, ooh. Yeah, I thought it was a basketball game for a minute. But that times Tyler Algier's great game he had. Another one. The only thing I didn't like is they didn't get Drake London involved. He only had one fucking target the whole game. So I expect them to get more targets to Drake London, but I think that's probably because they're still trying to figure out how much they can trust Desmond Ridder to pass. And then you also want to use your running backs. Like, you have 2 top-tier running backs. Use them.
I'm on the opposite side of you on this one.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that, man,
I know I got
that game last week between Atlanta and Carolina, that game was a lot closer than the score leads us to believe.
Okay.
Atlanta had 3 turnovers. Well, they got 3 turnovers. They forced 3 turnovers.
First game.
They forced 3 turnovers, right? Yeah. That game should have been blown out. They should have been blown out. But nevertheless, Carolina was still in it. Now, I like what I saw from Green Bay. On the road against Chicago. I think Jordan Love is a better quarterback than Bryce Young and Desmond Ridder.
Okay.
Right?
I'm okay with you saying that.
Right? Now, the only question that I have about Green Bay
nobody.
is Aaron Jones. If Aaron Jones comes back, because he had a hamstring last week. If Aaron Jones come back and play against Atlanta, I like my chips on Green Bay's side, 100%.
If Aaron Jones comes back and play, but if he doesn't, then what?
I still like Green Bay because I like Green Bay's defense.
Their defense is good.
Green Bay got a pretty good defense. They have a lot of veteran players on there. I think they'll rattle Ritter, or whatever the case may be. I think as far as stopping the run, they're somewhat decent. So it's gonna be a close game as the line says, but I like Green Bay in this spot.
I'm confident in Coach coming up with a game plan for Ritter.
Goal pack goal.
I think I'm confident. Rise up. I'm confident that Coach is gonna come up with a good game plan. To balance it out and utilize the run game that we have. The run game is still our strength.
You talking about Drake London?
And your starting running back is hurt.
You talking about Drake London? You got Jair Alexander. That's gonna shut that down. That's going to shut that down. Then you got, your Kyle Pitts.
They won and didn't use Drake London.
And the reason behind that is because your quarterback is lacking in talent and they don't trust him.
Or because you got a 1,000-yard running back and you have a stud that you just drafted at running back.
Sounds good.
And they won.
And speaking of the devil, the line just went up to -1.5 for Green Bay. Look at that. They heard me speak.
They heard you speak. That's cute, but we'll see.
Go Pack, go.
Next game, the Indianapolis Colts versus the Houston Texans.
Garbage bowl.
I don't know how much time we have to spend here.
The toilet bowl.
But I will say that Anthony Richardson played a solid game. Mm-hmm. He played a solid game for his first NFL start. I think he did pretty good. Questions is, did he get hurt at the end of the game, and how much is that going to impact him going into this game against the Texans, who I think still got some dogs that like to bark. And the Texans are at home, so it's only a 1.5 point spread on this one as well. Mm-hmm. I need to see how Anthony Richardson is doing. And they don't. What's up with Jonathan Taylor?
He ain't playing for a minute.
So your new quarterback might be hurt. Your stud running back is
Richardson
not playing.
He good.
But I don't know. I feel like it's some times where he needed that go-to.
I like Houston in this spot.
I'm not mad at
I like Houston. The way that they've played Baltimore, C.J. Stroud, he was getting his ass tore up all game. But he just kept coming back, kept fighting. And they gave Baltimore Ravens a fit early on, right? And they just kind of got away from him.
Baltimore got away from him later.
So I feel like C.J. Stroud, he found kind of a safety blanket with Robert Woods. That's a receiver that they brought in.
Okay.
Obviously, Robert Woods, he's a vet, very good hands on third down, possession receiver. So I think he started building a little connection with Robert Woods this game. I like that running back, Dameon Pierce. I like him at home as well. The Colts did all right with Anthony Richardson, but I don't expect that to last too long. You know what I'm saying? He can take one good hit and he's done. You know what I'm saying? We already seen that he messed up his leg, hurt his leg, bruised his leg or whatever.
He gotta get down.
Yeah, he's taking too many hits.
Trevor Lawrence told that boy, he was like, "Yo, you gotta protect yourself."
Right.
Because he's seen it.
Right.
Trevor was like, "Nah, you're not gonna last that long. You keep doing that."
Right. So I mean, yeah, he's exciting to watch, but I like Houston in this spot. I like Will Anderson on defense. DeMeco Ryans, defensive coach, I think he's going to have something ready to at least alleviate some of these runs from Anthony Richardson. And you want to force him to throw, right? We want to force Richardson to throw because we don't know what he's about throwing the ball. So,
yeah, I'm with you.
I like Houston.
I'm with you on that pick as well. I think we're going to hear Will Anderson name come up more and more as the season progresses. This might be the game where it starts. So I like the Texans as well in this spot, so I am with you. I don't have any contest with that at all. Next game we have
what it do. I'm with you.
Next game we have the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Jacksonville Jaguars.
That's a game right there.
Yes, it is. It's a nice one. What you got, son?
So this one right here, all right, obviously we know that the Jags, they played the Chiefs tough in the playoffs last year.
Yes, they did.
Right? Now, Kelsey, I'm not sure if he's playing. Don't know that yet. It's still early. It's only Tuesday right now. So we don't know exactly if he's playing. But they did sign Chris Jones, so they got Chris Jones back.
They got Chris Jones back after they got their ass handed to them.
Right. The
in
Jags
the
on the
game.
road. The Jags at home. They're getting 3 points here. They're underdog here. It's kind of hard to bet against Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes.
I did it last week. I survived.
It's kind of hard doing it without Kelsey.
Yeah, you just said he might not be playing again.
This one's
No,
tough.
Gray?
This one's tough.
That's what you rely. The Kansas City Chiefs last week showed me. I heard a very interesting argument. Of course, it was Skip was trying to say that. Have we ever considered that maybe Kelsey is Batman?
Yeah.
Or maybe there's two Batmans on this team. As opposed to everybody looking at Mahomes as Batman and Kelsey as Robin. Last week, Mahomes looked mortal. And I think it's because he did not have the greatest tight end of all time out there as a security blanket to catch some of those passes. They were dropping passes left and right. A guy in one of my fantasy leagues, I think he dropped Kadarius Toney ass before the clock hit double zero.
Yeah, as he should.
They dropped so many passes. I expect those guys to play better just off of pure. You're a football player. You made it to the NFL just off of pure tenacity, just off the strength. I expect you to go out there and say, you know what, I gotta show people I can catch the fucking ball. I'm gonna do better this week. I expect them to play better than they did last week. However, without Travis Kelce, I do think the Jacksonville Jaguars at home is a good home dog, what I would consider taking to beat the Kansas City Chiefs.
I like the Chiefs in this spot, bounce back spot. I'm taking the Chiefs on this one. Kelsey or not.
We'll see. Next game on the slate is the Las Vegas Raiders versus the Buffalo Bills.
Vegas getting 9 on the road.
I guess they expect the Bills to come back pissed off.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm inclined to believe that they will come back pissed off.
I'm going to say this, though. In this matchup,
I don't know about 9 points, though.
I don't like the spread. The spread is too high. I think I like what I saw out of Vegas. I like what I saw out of Jimmy Garoppolo.
This is the highest point spread of the day.
Yeah, I like what I saw out of Vegas. I like what I saw out of Jimmy Garoppolo. The only concern I have is Jacoby Myers. If he's going to come back, he had a concussion, right? But that connection between him, Jacoby Myers, he was getting some space because Devontae Adams was getting some more coverage or whatever. So I like that connection there.
Man.
So offensively, I like what the Raiders are doing. As long as Jacoby Myers there can open up some things for him and Devontae Adams. But as far as Buffalo goes, I think Josh Allen, he's upset. He's pissed off at himself. So I think he's going to come back swinging. Buffalo's defense is good as well, as we saw last night. Offensively, the only issue is Josh Allen, right? They have
Their
running
back Cook was actually doing pretty good,
right? But they decide they don't like to run the ball often, right? If they do, is with Allen.
But I like the fact that they have a running back that can actually get some yards.
Yeah.
I felt like last season the running back wasn't getting that many yards, so I felt like that kind of forced Josh Allen to run more. But if they can establish a run game, a decent run game, you don't have to have a crazy run game, but a decent run game is going to open up the offense more, and it's going to open up some passing lanes because now you have to actually take the run as a legitimate threat, not only with Josh Allen taking off running, but actually them calling a run play and the running back taking off. So I didn't think the Buffalo Bills played bad with the exception of the interceptions. It was a little sloppy. It was week one. I think most teams were a little sloppy on week one.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of arguments about whether or not these guys should be playing more preseason games so they can get into rhythm better. I feel like somebody made a good analogy. They're asking these guys to go from 70 miles an hour to 100 or 150 like this without any type of warm-up or anything. So I think the Bills win here. I don't know about 9 points because that's just a lot of fucking points.
Yeah, Bills getting this dub at home. Bills Mafia is going to go nuts. 9 points is a little bit much right now. I'll see if Jacoby Myers playing and healthy. then I'm not sold on the 9.
I'm not sold on 9 points though.
If he's not playing,
I'm sold on the
then
Bills
9
winning, but
might
I'm
do
not
it.
sold on
But
9 points. Next game on the slate, my other team, Los Angeles Chargers, bolt up versus Tennessee Titans, man.
Yep, Titans are home dog, getting 3 points at home.
Titans are a home dog. The Chargers are favored by 3. I think, shocker, the Chargers are going to win. But I think it's because they actually played a pretty good game against a very tough Miami Dolphins team. I think Staley, like you said, some of those calls on defense, they could have, don't leave Tyreek Hill one-on-one. But you're playing against Tannehill and no Tyreek Hill this week. I think they'll play better or at least look a little bit better defensively. The question is, how much are they going to do with Derrick Henry? Mm-hmm. He might go off, but they proved last week that they can put up some points. So I like the Chargers here. I understand why it's a 3-point spread. But I still like the Chargers on the road.
The Chargers are starting to turn into the Atlanta Falcons for me, losing me money. Anytime I bet on them, it seems like it goes the other way.
Well, I bet on the Titans, and they lost by 1 point.
Yeah, so the Chargers is starting to slowly turn into that team for me. But obviously what I seen last week is Justin Herbert, he still can throw the rock. Austin Eckler can still run the rock. Offensively, they look good offensively. But defensively, like you just mentioned, that coverage is terrible. Against Tennessee isn't great at throwing the football.
No, they're not.
They do have D-Hop over there now. But, I don't see Tennessee winning this game right now unless Derrick Henry has a great game.
Unless Derrick Henry goes off for 200.
Yeah, but if you make a team become one-dimensional, there's no chance for you to really win in this league because everybody is throwing the ball, right? So if he's running the ball, running it effectively, or whatever the case may be, at some point Tannehill's going to have to make some throws.
He's got to make some throws.
At some point.
I feel like the weapons the Chargers have are health. Mike had an injury. He came back to the game. But Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, Palmer, you got some of these other guys who are just weapons on offense. You got Eckler, you got Kelly coming behind Eckler. They should be formidable on offense. Keenan Allen looked very good last week. So I feel like if you continue and you get anywhere close to that type of production, I think they win that game.
Yeah, I'm leaning Chargers on this one.
And I do understand what you're saying. I've had my heart broken a lot.
It's hard, but I'm leaning Chargers, man.
But I'm leaning Chargers. Now I'm going to the team they lost to, the Miami Dolphins versus the New England Patriots. I'll let you speak first.
Patriots at home dogs. They're getting 2.5. This one, I like. So obviously the Dolphins, they were like the best team in the NFL this week, right? Week 1. They were lighting it up between them and the 49ers. They was lighting it up, throwing the rock all over the place. Tua threw for over 450 yards, all this and that, right?
Yeah.
I think they win in this spot because Belichick just doesn't have enough firepower to compete with these guys offensively. That's what I'm looking at, right?
Oh, definitely not.
And then, on the defensive side of the football.
You do have enough firepower to compete with them offensively.
On the defensive side of the football, you got, Vic Fangio over there coordinating for the Dolphins. And they got guys, man. They got guys on the defense. They got Chubb. They got Phillips. They got dudes that rush the passer. They got DBs, right? So I like Miami here.
What did he say? He got dudes, guys, and bros over there.
Dudes, guys, and bros. They are loaded on both sides of the ball. New England, it's hard to win in New England. Belichick is not going to make it easy because of the way he strategizes the defense. But
he might not always have all the pieces.
When you got Jalen Waddle
going to use the pieces.
and Tyreek Hill, it's hard to defend both of those dudes.
They hard to cover. Few going to match them on offense in terms of firepower. I mean, that's just point blank, period. I don't give a damn who the Miami Dolphins play. If they healthy, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, and Tua is going to be hard to cover. But we are talking about somebody who is arguably a football mastermind. So if anybody who can slow something down a little bit, Belichick is probably the coach that you want to try to figure it out.
Yeah, but, you know.
And they played against a team with some firepower in the Eagles last week, and they came back.
But did they win?
They didn't win. They didn't close it.
It's all about L's and dubs in this league.
But I understand why this one is less than the field goal. For that reason, and they playing in Foxborough. So I'm gonna go Dolphins because Tyreek Hill was looking different. Chad Johnson said, or Ocho Cinco said, that he doesn't even think Tyreek Hill should be in the wide receiver category. He thinks he's something different.
He is something different.
He needs to be in a class of his own.
That's a fact.
And for that reason, I think it'll be good enough for the Miami Dolphins to win this game. Now moving to another sad-ass game. The New York Football Giants versus the Arizona Cardinals.
They giving the Giants 4.5 on the road. Arizona's at home. Home dog at 4.5. I'm taking my G-men, man. You know I'm going with this shit. You know what I'm saying? We got embarrassed.
Point spread?
Yeah, we got embarrassed. We got embarrassed on national TV.
Y'all better fucking score this week.
Nothing worked. But Dayball is gonna have these dudes ready to fucking play. We got guys on the team, a lot of leaders on the team.
I need dudes, guys, and bros to show up for the New York Football Giants.
The Giants, we got this one. We got this one in the bag.
Y'all messed up my prop last week, and I ain't appreciate it one bit.
Not even concerned. G-Men got this one. If you smart, go ahead and bet it. Bet the house on it.
The Cardinals played a little bit better than I thought they would play. For that reason, I'm not 100% on that point spread, but I do like the Giants to win this game. I do like them in the bounce back position here, so I'm gonna.
We can beat the Cardinals by a touchdown.
Yeah, last time I trusted them, they put up a goose egg.
But it wasn't against the Cardinals though. It was against the best.
I don't think they're gonna get a goose egg, but
against the best point spread in the league in the rain.
The point spread, I was a little concerned about what I was seeing at wide receiver and the passing options. I was like, Saquon should have got Daniel Jones money from what I saw last time. But anyway, moving forward, Seattle Seahawks versus the Detroit Lions.
Detroit.
D-Town, what up?
Detroit laying 5.5 at home. Seattle.
Detroit getting some favorite love.
Yeah.
Yeah, times are changing out here.
Yeah, Seattle home road dog coming off of a loss to the
Billy
Rams.
Gunn. I like the Lions.
That's it.
That's the story. Yeah, I like the Lions.
That's it.
I like the Lions here. I think Goff, what I liked about what he did against Kansas City, even without Kelsey being out there, what I liked about Goff against Kansas City, he's played pretty clean and mistake-free football games. So he's not out there creating a bunch of turnovers. Jahmyr Gibbs as a running back was a formidable second back. I think he got them some good production. They also got some good production from the starter. You got Amon-Ra St. Brown, sorry. I seen enough firepower. I see Goff playing a clean game, and I see him playing against a team that didn't show me a whole lot on defense because you lost to a Los Angeles Rams team without their best weapon. So with that being said, I like the Lions here.
I got you. You'd be an idiot not to choose the Lions to win this game, right? But I don't know. Seattle didn't play their best game at home.
They didn't.
They didn't play their best game at home, right? So,
and Hutchinson is gonna be putting some pressure.
Yeah, that's what he does
on Geno.
That's what he gets paid to do.
He gonna put some pressure on Geno too.
So I like the Lions in this game. I don't like them to cover, but I do like them to win this game. So I'm gonna take. If anything, if I had to go on the side, I'm leaning Seattle 5.5.
Okay, I'm not 100% on the point spread, but I do like the Lions to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
Next game. San Francisco 49ers versus the Los Angeles Rams. Battle in Cali. The Niners are an 8-point favorite. They are playing in Los Angeles in Inglewood. What's good?
Give me the Niners, man. And I'll take the Niners. I'll take the Niners points. We see what the Niners are about. You know what I'm saying? Brock Purdy is legit. He threw 2 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns this week, right? Brandon Ayuk is a legit wide receiver. We ain't even see much of Deebo Samuel. Christian McCaffrey still looking good.
Deebo Samuel
is still that guy.
Deebo Samuel is an excellent player.
Yeah, so I like the Niners in this game.
He wasn't even showing up in that last game, and they still dragged the other team.
Even though it's a divisional game, they're on the road. Give me the Niners. They're a flat out better team than the Rams. The Rams have a bunch of young guys, young rookies on the team, on the defense. There's gonna be too much firepower for the Rams to defend the 49ers offense. The 49ers offense. So
yeah, I think the only saving grace the Rams have at trying to cover this point spread is if Aaron Donald can get in Brock Purdy's face a lot. Other than that, it's all San Francisco 49ers. However you want to mix it up, especially without Cooper Kupp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm taking the Niners. I made a mistake of sipping the Kool-Aid and listening to you guys talk about Pittsburgh Steelers, this and that. And they went out there and dog walked them boys.
Dog walked them. Got them up out of there quickly.
Special teams, offense, and defense. They didn't give a damn. Mm-hmm. They dog walked them boys. And I think they're the most complete football team in the NFL right now, and they probably do it again.
Yep.
So the next game, the New York Jets, praying for y'all, versus the Dallas Cowboys.
Yep. No line is out yet for this one. I don't know.
They don't even have a line.
I don't even know what the opening line is. But in this one, obviously, Dallas defense versus Zach Wilson. I'm just saying that. It's Dallas defense versus Zach Wilson and the Jets offensive line.
Somebody told me Zach Wilson looked like Stewie Griffin. Just want to throw that out there.
So Dallas defense is going to dominate the Jets offensive line. The reason why Aaron Rodgers is hurt because their left tackle couldn't hold a fucking block on the edge. Right? So you got Michael Parsons and crew. They got a bunch of dudes over there. They got a bunch of bros that's gonna go over here and dominate.
Guys. I seen a book is showing them at 9.5 favorites. Dallas has a 9.5 point favorite.
That sounds
the highest
right.
Point spread.
Dallas is at home.
At home.
Dallas is at home. Dallas got the best defense in the league. That defense might get a touchdown again this week. So I like Dallas.
I hate picking the Dallas Cowboys, but I'm inclined to pick them. Saddens my soul. The only hope I feel like that the Jets can pull off some magic is either on special teams or defensive takeaways, because we're still talking about Dak Prescott.
Mm-hmm.
It's been some times. I understand they put him in a new system. They made him switch some stuff up, and, they're trying to give him a new style. Play cleaner, less turnovers, blah, blah, blah. But once you get some pressure on your ass, you can have a plan until you get hit. Yep. And I feel like Quentin Williams is a dog. I feel like his brother Quincy Williams is also a formidable linebacker. Mm-hmm. You still got Sauce Gardner. Whitehead showed up and showed out in week 1.
They got a good defense,
too. They are no slouches over there. And for that reason, I'm not 100% convinced on 9.5 points if that's what the spread is and it's going to stay that high. But I do think
I like
that
it.
Dallas defense is crazy, and I think that defense is crazy enough to actually win the game against Zach Wilson.
Who has a better defense?
Because I seen Zach Wilson make a lot of mistakes, and I seen that his defense cleaned it up for him.
Whose defense is better?
Dallas.
Okay, yeah,
For sure.
Yeah, Dallas is gonna win this one. I like
agree.
the 9 points too.
I don't like 9.5 points though.
Because here's the thing: Dallas defense is gonna keep.
I said one good
Zach
game out of
Wilson-
out of Dak. Zach, I'm not sure about that defense.
Nah.
I don't think he's going to be able to stand up to that defense.
No, absolutely not. Because he's going to keep putting his defense on the field, like he did last night. Defense just kept going on the field. He only had one drive.
But I think the game plan is going to be a lot more run reliant. And if you can get Breece Hall going like you did before, first run he gets 26 yards. Now I don't expect him to do that every game, especially not against a
It's going to be
defense.
a lot of.
But the Bills had a good defense, and Breece was looking good.
Check downs, but the Bills defense is not the Dallas Cowboys defense.
Of course not. I understand. We're talking about dudes, bros, and guys.
Yeah, so.
And monsters.
I'm telling you, that's the one. Dallas got that.
I understand, but yeah, that's just my tidbit.
Take the Cowboys, man. Easy.
Next
Don't
game,
even
Washington
consider.
Commanders versus the Denver Broncos. This is an interesting one, bro.
How?
Because Broncos got Sean Payton as a coach now.
Mm-hmm.
You still got a lot of asterisks, a lot of questions, a lot of what are they going to do, how are they going to play, how is such and such going to perform. A lot of that is still in the air in Denver. They at home for this game. They're 3.5 point favorite, but how many times have the fucking Denver Broncos let us down as a point favorite?
Yeah.
How many times?
So what, you going to take Washington?
It feels like Charlie Brown trying to kick the football.
So you taking Washington? Is that what you're saying?
I feel like their defense, I feel like the Denver Broncos should win.
Yeah.
But I felt like they should have won last week.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like they should have won a bunch of games last year. And they was a dumpster fire.
Mm-hmm.
Broncos country, let's ride off a fucking cliff, is what I saw last year. I understand you got a new coach. I expect better out of Sean Payton. I expect better out of Russell Wilson. But I don't know. I'm not convinced.
Yeah. I like Denver in this spot. They're at home. Obviously, that helps.
Yeah.
The weapons that they have available at their disposal is not viable right now, but they do have Cortland Sutton. They do have Williams running back. So I think that helps them out a lot. Washington, the only question mark I have about Washington is their quarterback. That's pretty much it. But the only thing but Washington competes. They're very competitive.
They do. And Sam Howell didn't look terrible last week.
No, he didn't look terrible, but that was against the Cardinals, right? So
He's
playing the Denver Broncos defense that's better than the Cardinals defense.
For sure.
So with that being said, I do like Denver at home.
Okay. I'm inclined to take Denver at home too, even though I feel like I might regret it.
And then Sean Payton, he see what he got. They put out some film. They see what they got. They're like, okay, we can do this, and this. Right now, we got tape on Washington.
It's time to play some football. I'm taking the Broncos because of Sean Payton.
Now it's time to play some football.
Not because of the players. I'm taking it because of Sean Payton.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I'm going to say about that. Next game, we getting into, what is that, a Monday night doubleheader we got going on?
Yep.
Cleveland Browns versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's one game. The other game is the New Orleans Saints versus Carolina Panthers. Let's go ahead and just tackle this Monday night shebang-a-banging together. Cleveland Browns versus the Steelers. Cleveland Browns 2.5 point favorite. They're playing in Pittsburgh again. What did you see that makes you pick the team that you're picking this week?
Well, Cleveland, they had a great game against Cincinnati. They always do, right? That Joe Burrow is not good against Cleveland, no matter whether it's raining or not. And it was raining yesterday.
Yeah, he has
Cleveland balled out. Got to give them credit.
REIGN.
But no matter how good Cleveland played yesterday or this weekend, I like Pittsburgh in this spot. Give me Mike Tomlin off of a loss as an underdog at home. That's what I like. So if I had to pick a side, it would definitely be Pittsburgh at home coming off that loss.
I'm inclined to go with the Browns. I don't know what Pittsburgh's going to do on defense. I think they got a couple guys hurt on offense. I don't know. I don't know if it's enough firepower. I wanted to see more out of them last week. I know they was playing against the 49ers.
49ers, man.
They was playing against the 49ers. I get it.
There's not many teams that got more firepower than the 49ers.
Yeah, right. Except for maybe the Dolphins on offense. Anyway. Yeah, but I think Myles Garrett, you got Nick Chubb, you got some guys. It's a couple dudes and some bros. I don't know about guys. They got some dudes and some bros, though. I think they might have enough to win this game in a not in the similar fashion that they beat Cincinnati. I don't think it's gonna be that bad. But if they win, I can see them winning a close game. I can see this being a field goal game, for sure. I think it's two gritty teams, so I think they'll battle. It could go either way, but I'm leaning towards the Browns.
You got to pick a side.
I'm leaning towards the Browns. Okay.
All these games can go either way.
Of course.
we got ain't no more of that either way shit.
I said I'm leaning towards the Browns. What you want me to do?
Lean. With conviction.
The Browns. The Browns. Next game on the slate, the New Orleans, the Elves. They got their ass beat by some Elves too. New Orleans Saints versus the Carolina Panthers.
All right, look, listen. I picked the New Orleans Saints to win the division, so
the Saints gonna win this game. The Panthers ain't ready yet.
Yeah, I'll give. Look, we're gonna see a difference in defenses between the New Orleans Saints defense and the Atlanta Falcons.
Let me turn my hat to the back real quick.
So,
shout out to LFM.
Watch what the New Orleans Saints defense do to Bryce Young versus what Atlanta Falcons did to Bryce Young. Even though Atlanta had the 3 turnovers, right, the score is going to be completely different, and we're going to see that this New Orleans Saints team is better than...
Did the Saints defense look that crazy to you?
They're good, though. They're good. They got a lot of vets on that defense. They got Cam Jordan. They got DeMario.
They won by 1 point against a one-dimensional team.
You know what I'm saying?
They won by 1 point against a one-dimensional team. And
that one-dimensional team leads the division.
No, I'm talking about the Titans. They beat the Titans by 1 point.
Hey.
And they are one-dimensional. And now you talking about they showed it on defense. They didn't show
I had to compare
shit.
But in this game...
The Falcons won last week.
In this game, I like the Saints.
By more points than the Saints.
I like the Saints. They found something in Rasheen Shaheen. You know what I'm saying? Bryce Young, he still got some.
Bryce is still figuring it out. I don't think the Carolina Panthers are ready, and that's why I'm not picking the Carolina Panthers. I'm not picking them because the Saints are that good. I'm picking them because Carolina's that bad.
But Chenault for the Panthers, he's solid. Number 5, he that dude.
Okay. Well, I mean, you heard the best. You heard the worst. But the folks need to know, what are your best bets? Run them down to me.
What we got?
Give me your top 3, and I wanna hear your dog. I wanna hear which dog you got barking this week.
Best bet that I got the Giants minus 4.5. Yeah, Giants minus 4.5. Seattle plus 5.5. I think Seattle plus 5.5.
Yeah, plus 5.5.
And then the 49ers minus 8.
Okay. What about the Cowboys that you said was so good?
I was telling my best bets.
Where's your dog, though?
My dog of the week?
Yeah, what's your dog? Give me that dog of the week. Who you got barking?
Pittsburgh
Steelers.
Pittsburgh at home. Home dog.
Home dog. I know you love a good home dog.
Yep, Pittsburgh.
Nothing wrong.
Dog of the week.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm not mad at that.
Pittsburgh, man.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you who I like. I like the Chargers money line over the Titans. I like the Detroit Lions money line over the Seahawks. I'm inclined to go with the 49ers. I'm leaning towards them points. I think they'll cover that. I think they win this one by a significant margin. So I'm inclined to go 49ers on that one. If I parlay it with something, I'm probably going to put them in the money line. That's just me. But I do like them on the points against the Rams. I think that's my top 3 best bets. My dog. I actually like the Falcons and the Jaguars. I can eat 2 of them. Those are my dogs. I like them Jags. The upset. Those Chiefs. And I like them Falcons to take off flying against Goal Pack Goal, as you say.
My money dog, my money line, my underdog money line parlay, Houston Texans and Pittsburgh. That's gonna cash.
I don't know about Pittsburgh. I believe in Houston. I do believe in Houston. I like the Houston one. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, we're gonna stick with those, man. That's our best bets, and that's the dogs. So I mean, you heard the best, you heard the rest, you heard it all. But now it's time to cash in these bets, man. So as always, parlays, making money line plays. Need these bets to cash because week 1 kicked our ass.
Not our.
Well, you got one.
Yeah.
He got one bet in. Now he's talking about not ours.
The parlay, dog. The underdog money line parlay, Jets, Browns. I called it. Look at week 1 tape, man.
Bonus play. Shout out to Colorado. I like what y'all doing out there.
Yeah.
They gave me a great Saturday. Mm-hmm. I know we ain't talking about college, but Colorado gave me a great Saturday. So I rocks with Colorado. Shout out to Coach Prime. Keep doing what you're doing. Shador, Travis. They got some other studs at wide receiver over there, too, that's getting slept on, but I think they starting to wake up. So, hey, man, shout out to them. Mm-hmm. But with that being said, man, we love you guys. We appreciate you all tuning in for another episode of No Hedging Podcast. We will be back next week to see him cry. And
make sure you guys go like, comment, subscribe to the channel, man. Week 2 is in. We'll see you next week, man.
Yeah, follow us on the gram, too. No Hedging Podcast. Peace out. What's good, man? We appreciate y'all for tapping in to another episode of No Hedging Podcast. Yep. We need for y'all to like, share, comment, subscribe.
Hit that button.
Hit that button, baby. Everything helps. You know what I'm saying?
If you made it this far, you might as well do it. But until next time, we'll see you on the next video. We out.